Cool. All right, here we go. I'll set here with YouTube, and I think I'm glowing, so it means I'm a little too bright, I think. I'll dial this baby down a little bit. Boom. How's that? Oh, here's a little boost. Okay, hope that's good. I think I would like it. Hey, how are ya? It's coming in okay. I think it's okay for lighting. Not sure how YouTube's looking, but how does YouTube look? Is it too bright? What am I doing here? Aha. Hey, Anna Maria, how are ya? All right, everyone. I think this is good. Oh, I'm freezing. I just turned the heat on up higher in the house. So I turn it down during the day when I'm not up here. How we doing? How's everybody doing? I think Facebook is still coming around. So anyway, thank you, Pam. Is everyone tired? I am so tired. I cannot believe how fast January flew by. Hey, Gail. It has. I like. Oh my God! I gotta write the newsletter for February. It feels like I just wrote the newsletter for January. So it's nuts. Anyway, a lot of stuck energy, I think, right now, which is going to continue until the full moon, which I think is next Friday. It's in Leo, I know that. So we'll see some things popping right around then. But what else is happening? Let me say hi to everybody. I can't even see what I'm doing without my glasses on. Hey, Linda. Hi, Rosemary. Oh, my goodness. Lana, hi. So here we are, Friday night, last Friday of January. Long day. I know it's been a long day, a long week. Readings aren't getting any easier, I'll tell you that. So really quick, I want to say we do have a fair going on tomorrow, and I have Andrea coming in, but she's booked solid. I have Sherry and I have Christine there in tomorrow, and she is a really interesting reading. If you want to try something different, her reading is the Tree of Life Tarot. And I gotta say, especially men seem to really enjoy her reading. It's not so much a fortune telling as it is sort of like a snapshot of where your life is and where it's going. But it's not in a fortune teller kind of way. Not in a I see this happening for you. It's more of a how do you describe it? It's different, and she just explores different areas of your life. Very telling. I was surprised at the stuff that she saw coming forward that actually was things I was coming forward. I very accurate. It's a very practical, and because she comes with she draws it out for you. You walk away with a paper, and men do like that. Men are visual, so the fact that you can see it both in the way she has it laid out and the way she draws and explains the reading. It's an interesting, really interesting thing. So if you want to do something different, it's Christine. Long day, long week, long month. It has been. Oh my God. Hey, Michelle. Has been. I don't know, guys. Whatever. You know, what are you going to do? You just got to watch it. It feels like it's watching a crazy train explode. I cannot even believe I turn the news on. I click into BBC or just to, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to the point of being, was a theater of the absurd. It's like this can't be my country. This can't be my government. This can't be happening. Because this, even the weather is bizarrely schizophrenic. I mean, there's nothing. It's just you gotta roll with it, I guess. But there's nothing that's just normal. Just some semblance of, even when people talk, you're just sitting there going, are you really saying that? Like, are you really saying that? And I'm here talking about government officials. I'm talking about people in authority. I'm not talking about school kids. I'm talking about people that should be speaking common sense. And you're just like, did those words just leave your mouth? Did you just say it like that? And I'm not just talking about the president, you know how I feel, but I'm talking about in general. And as I babble on, I know, but I just, wow. I just can't believe the rhetoric and the almost stubborn refusal to see outside of any point but this one, this like blinders on kind of point of view. Like if it's not this, then it just can't be happening. It's not real. I'm like, but it's real. It's happening. No, I'm pretty sure it's not. You know, and it's nuts. Hey, Crystal. Oh my goodness, Key. All right. So anyway, I don't have much to say in terms of what else is going on. We're racing into February here in Connecticut. For anybody who's not in Connecticut, I do these videos go all over the place, but it's been interesting weather, warm-ish for us. No, thank God, knock on wood, no significant snowfall, nothing that's accumulated. Thank you. I'm always grateful every day we get through winter. It's that less time for it to sit. You know, it's when it sits and accumulates and you're dealing with that. I know some folks love it, but when you got to work in it, you got to shovel it, you got to drive in it, it loses its appeal, you know, very fast as far as I'm concerned. Um, what else? What else, guys? What are you hearing? What are you seeing? The night terrors, the dreams, the nightmares continue both for children and grown-ups. I'm that I've sold so much orange selenite. It's crazy. Um, what else is the big thing? I mean, deaths. We talked about that. I don't want to talk about that again. It is what it is. People are choosing to leave. I believe that. I think people are just not wanting to be here as the shit goes down, and the shit's going down. I had a conversation with someone last night, and again, there's this desire, this wish that it's going to be somehow a metaphysical shift. It's going to be this gentle sort of, well, you know, people will have their inner crises, but it's like I don't think it's going to be like that. I don't see it as being a purely spiritual. That's a big part of it. That's a third of it, along with the financial and physical aspects of what it means to have a crash. The spiritual part of it, the awakening part of it is absolutely true. And people are recognizing that it does take a village and you do need a tribe and you really can't be an island. All those little sayings, you know. Hey, Sandra, those are all true. You can't just go this alone. I'm just going to see what people are saying. Oh my goodness, I can't read this. What the heck? I just grabbed. Oh, yay. Okay, thank you. Good, I'm glad. So Len is saying for people on YouTube that the orange selenite helped her a lot. A lot of deaths, yes. Yep, rapid, you're right. Hey, Karen. Hey, Sandra, well, I'm glad you're new. Welcome. Welcome. So that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm hearing in the shop is people are tired. People are they don't know what to think right now. It's a survival mode. Orange selenite is amazing. I will tell the story really quickly. The way I found out about orange selenite was quite accidental. It's not one of the attributes of orange selenite is that it helps you sleep. I had big orange selenite hearts in my store, and they were wrapped like in a plastic, but they were nice orange selenite. And someone must have dropped one, it cracked. Someone showed it to me, and it little chip on the end of it. And I'm like, well, I don't sell broken things. Let me keep it. I collected stone hearts actually. So I brought it upstairs, and I fell asleep with it in my hand. And I dream in Technicolor. I have insane dreams. They're productions, really, and they're not very restful. But and they're not particularly prophetic. They're just, I think they're just my brain's way of processing a lot of information, a lot of stuff that I hear throughout the day. Anyway, that night I slept like a log. I mean, it was just this wonderful, peaceful, non-interrupted sleep of the dead, really. And I woke up, I'm like, wow, and it was this thing is in my hand. I'm like, well, that's a first. And tried a couple more times, and sure enough, just a very peaceful sleep, uninterrupted sleep. And then a very dear, I have a husband and wife that come to the shop, they're very dear. Um, the wife came in, very upset, excuse me. Her husband's mother had passed away suddenly. They were very, very close. He did not have time to say goodbye to her. It was a very fast passing, very unexpected passing. She wasn't sick. And he was having night terrors, nightmares, screaming. And this wasn't the kind of man this is. This is not a dramatic man. Just awful. And she's like, Laura, I don't know what to do. He's beside himself. And it's all coming out at night. The guilt, the sadness, the fear, what did he miss? And I said, you know what? Try this. Orange selenite in the pillowcase. And she called me the next day. She says, oh my God, like a charm. So we've had a situation over the past, I talked about this last week, with children and very young children, suspiciously young children having night terrors. You put it right in the pillow. Yep. No, it needs to be under your, yep, surviving. I'm looking at the comments. I'm sorry. Okay, you had surgery. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lana. She brought her orange selenite. She had surgery and she slept well. Good. So that's how I found out about it. It was purely practical, and since then, nothing works 100%. Nothing is for everybody, but the numbers game is pretty high. And for these very young children under the age of 2, having night terrors, which are not the same as nightmares. Night terrors are they wake up shaking, screaming, unconsolable. Um, it's an uncontrolled kind of fear. It's not like you could even usually with a nightmare, a child will stammer out. There's someone scared them, or they can eventually get it out. With night terrors, there's no reason for it. It's just this: they wake up absolutely in a state. So, and that's young. It's very young for that. So, anyway, that has helped with those young children too. So, orange selenite. I mean, I have it. Other shops must have it, but and I carry it. It's a selenite, but it's not the white selenite. It's absolutely orange. I guess it works with the solar plexus chakra. No, it would be. I went through this last week. It would be the sacral. It's orange. Um, Solar plexus is yellow. So anyway, um, must somehow, and the sacral chakra is the life force. Is your energetic life force. It's um, still a very primary sort of energy. It's a sexual energy too, to be fair, but that's your life force. And it seems to calm that in some way. All right? I'm not sure if I would, it's really funny. I would think the root chakra would be affected in terms of night terrors because that's your foundation stuff. But I don't know. Something about the orange selenite. But I will tell you, some people have the big selenite logs. I also have. If you have one of those big pieces of orange selenite, white selenite, and you use it to clear stones, you put stones on top of it. Another use for that, if you're feeling upset, if you're feeling out of sorts, if you're scattered, if you're having a hard time, just lay back and put that right across your trunk there, right? Heart chakra, just lay it there. Oh my God. You just lay there for 15, 20 minutes. You will feel so refreshed. It just pulls all that angst out of you. It's amazing. So that's another use for your stones. The December newsletter, I talked a lot about stones and different things you can do because that is a big question people ask. I got all these stones in jars, in bowls, on my windowsills. Besides wrapping them and wearing them, or put in my pocket, or put in a bag, what else can I do with the stones? And in the December newsletter, I kind of went into different things you can do in terms of making elixirs and sprays and all sorts of ways you can combine them. So yeah, there's a lot you can do. What else is going on? Okay, so there's that. The stones are amazing. Anything else? Does anybody have anything they want to talk about before we start with the readings? Anybody want to bring anything up? Anything that they're seeing? Anything that's going on? I haven't really got anything new, and I really don't want to rehash the old again. We've already talked about. Yes, kids are seeing things. Yes, it seems like the spirit world is very active, and people are buying a lot of sage again. That for a while their sage was off, and I think it was partly the negative publicity that it was. What's the word? Spiritual appropriation to use sage, and I've talked about that in newsletters, and also on my videos. It is not. It is not. I am friends with Native people. I can assure you, not one of them has ever said to me, not any. I am friends with Buddhists. I am friends with and I mean genuinely friends with them. I'm also very approachable. I don't tend to have any pragmatic or, oh no, this is what I believe. I'm not that person. You can talk to me and you can always correct me. You can always say, well, I know you believe this, but have you? Like, that's amazing. I know I never thought of that. Thank you. Um, and and so I've never yet heard a Native American tell me, hey, white girl, no, 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 no sage for you. That's not all right. I've never had a Buddhist say to me, you can't play the singing bowls. No, you can't do the tingsas. I mean, any healer, and what I've always heard is burn the sage, play the singing bowls, do anything to raise the energy. You're raising the energy of the collective every time you play a singing bowl, when you smudge, when you clear, as long as you're doing it respectfully. You are not disrespecting or absconding with someone else's spiritual practice. You're just not. Now, I have feelings about people who become practitioners of a practice that they're not born into. In fact, the Dalai Lama, who is so articulate, so kind, has said to people who've asked, can I become Buddhist? And he said, if you weren't born in Thailand, if you weren't born into a family of Buddhists, probably not, because Buddhism isn't really a religion. It's a lifestyle. It's a 24/7, excuse me, lifestyle. And so to truly immerse yourself, it's very hard as an outsider. But he says you most certainly can live Zen. You can meditate. There's practices we have; those absolutely you can do. But to say it'd be like me saying I want to be Native American, and I sure I could maybe even marry a Native American, or live amongst Native Americans, and so I love the traditions. But could I ever really be Native American? I want to say probably not. My roots lie elsewhere. I don't know that I can ever say I am Native American. And this goes into the whole idea of how do I identify and what do I'm not even going to touch that tonight. I am not in the mood. I am tired. I am tired of talking about it. I have my feelings and my opinions, and that's all they are, is opinions. But I'm going to hold on to them because you're allowed to have opinions. Um, that's just how I feel about it. I also have strong feelings about some of the gods, that they're not meant for us to play with. And I think that's a very dangerous thing. I saw it when Vikings, the show, was so popular. People were like, oh, Odin, Odin's my god, and it's like, Odin might not be your god. Now, it's not my job to speak for the gods. Maybe he is. But just because you like attributes of a god, as I wrote in my newsletter this past month, they call us. We don't call them. They call us to them. If one of the gods wants you won't mistake that for anything else. Trust me. If one of the gods is saying to you, if the Morrigan is calling you, you won't be able to get rid of the crows. They will be everywhere. There will be crows on your car in the morning. They'll be waiting for you on your roof. They'll be waiting for you at work. You'll find crow feathers everywhere. If she's calling you, she will call you hard, and you will not be able to say, I don't know what's going on here. This is just crazy. Likewise, sometimes some traditions come easier if there's a blood tie, if there's something in our DNA, our immediate DNA, I should say, not our history, our ancestral DNA, that calls us. Not always. You don't have to be Italian to practice strega, but it helps. It helps. Certainly helps to speak the language, to know the old prayers, that kind of thing. But I do believe that We are called. We don't proselytize. Pagans do not proselytize. We don't go door to door. We don't knock on doors. Have you found the goddess? Let me tell you the good news about Bast. We don't do that. We will never do that. So we don't have to do that. We're not called to do that. We're not called to be martyrs. Um, we're not the idea of protecting ourselves, the idea of protecting and holding ourselves safe, not ever to be blasphemous, okay? But we don't get glorified for throwing ourselves on a cross. And again, that's not a critical of any other religion that does believe that it's okay to be martyred for your religion. It's just we don't do that. We're not called to do that. Oh, Sandra, I'm sorry. Okay. See, I'm sorry. Sandra's saying it's been a year since her mother passed away. She has dreams, but she doesn't talk. All right, but you have dreams about her. It can help, Sandra, to write. Hey, Paul, to write a note and put it under your pillow. I've heard this from mediums, so I'm not, but just maybe any questions that you'd like answered, to write it out and put it under your pillow, and sometimes the answer will come to you in a dream that way. It sounds, well, I don't think it sounds silly. I think it sounds reasonable. You do have to say these things out loud. You can't just be thinking them in your head. I miss you, Mom. I know you're here. Um, I like to read recipes out loud, or my grandmothers and my great grandmothers. I like to read them out loud. Talk about the memories out loud of when we made them together. Um, and they say you should say your prayers out loud. You don't always whisper them or say them in your head. Um, Chase is asking about protection salts. Is black salt stronger than regular salt? So it's interesting. So Chase, I just today, earlier, if you look on the Talisman and Cauldron page there, posted a thing about how to use black salt. It is considered stronger because it has usually iron ore. Um, I make my black salt by cleaning my cauldrons. I put the big chunks of salt and I use a pestle, a metal pestle, and I clean the cauldron, and the rust and the iron go in the salt. And there's other things ashes from incense, and rituals that you've done, charcoal, all that's in the black salt. So it is considered stronger. And I like to use it when I'm warding a property. I'll use it in between the railroad spikes when I ward. I spike the corners and do what I do. So that's a nice thing. And you can use it to draw lines across entryways. So, and you can put a couple pinches in your bath for a protection bath. There's a whole bunch of stuff. You can roll a candle in it. So yeah, in essence, yes, but it's the salt. Salt itself is called the tears of God. It's one of the most pure substances on earth. And it's said that by putting a line of salt across the doorway, negativity will not cross the doorway. It's left at the doorway. So whoever's coming into your home, it's a great before you do parties, before you have people over, by all means, put a salt line across your door. That will be waiting for them when they leave, that they can leave it at your door. They have to bring it into your home. Okay, whatever drama, whatever's going on. All right, but yeah, check when we leave here. Go down, just cursor down a little bit. It's right. I just did it today. It's a little thing of black salt. So yeah. All right, and anyone can make black salt. Hey, Janice, how you doing? Anyways, so that's what's going on. Anybody have any questions? Anything else want to bring up before I start throwing cards? I was looking through all my different spreads. I have all these different, and I just, I think next week I'll do a full moon spread. But this week I couldn't even. I was like, yeah, this looks exhausting to me. I can't even do something different. Ooh, so you have a cauldron. Wonderful. I love cauldrons. Well, you can use it for burning your sage. You can use it for, of course, it's the best place if you're burning in a charcoal briquettes. That's the best place to burn it is a cauldron. It's the safest way to burn it. And even then, you can put a little sand in the bottom if you want to further protect the cauldron. People do use it for scrying. That's not my preferred way, but you can use it for scrying. Fill it with water, and you have basically the black bowl. And the way I scry with water, or a black mirror, which is my preferred of the two, is you would put the bowl on a table with a cauldron, or the mirror you could hold, but you want to be holding it in a way that it's you're back from it and nothing is being reflected in. A light should be behind you, the rest of the room in darkness, and basically it's like looking at an infinity pool, and you dive into that darkness. That's almost like a TV set, and I see images across it. You give yourself 15 minutes whenever you're scrying with a crystal ball or a mirror, or water or whatever. About 15 minutes and then stop. Don't don't go further than that the first time. You don't see anything, it's okay. I have my crystal ball on my table for, I want to say, 6 years. And I use it just to clear my head in between readings. I would just look into it, kind of space out a little bit. And then one day I had a young Russian woman, I can't even talk, Russian woman that I was reading. And I just glanced into the ball, and it was like something out of Disney's Haunted Mansion. Literally, there's smoke, like it filled with smoke. And as I'm looking at it, the smoke kind of went back, and it was a skull inside the ball. And I'm like, honey, I said, has has someone died around you recently? And she was like, mm-hmm. And as I'm looking at this thing, swear to God, a noose came down, went around the neck, and I said, did somebody hang themselves? And she goes, my father, 2 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, okay. Since then, I have seen cars, colors, images, different things, but it took 6 years of just general daily practice. I do a lot of readings, and just at that, again, just a few minutes in between, just clearing, just looking into the void, looking into the. So don't, it takes time. I talked a few weeks ago about bump ups, and Pina had come in, as I said some years ago, very excited because she got her first past life image during a reading, like during the reading, and just saw it like a plant in front of her face. She's, oh my God, I just saw you in a past life, and that happens. Mediumship, you'll go from hearing things or smelling things or shadows in the corner of your eye. A lot of times it starts with shadows along the baseboard. There's a name for that. I wish I knew what it was, but it's a peripheral vision thing. And that goes into quick apparitions. You might only see part, like the head, the torso. The more open you are to it, eventually, you'll see whole. The more you exercise that third eye, the more you immerse yourself. But just had this conversation a couple days ago. We are still, we are spiritual creatures having a human experience. We still have to have the human experience. The urge to immerse yourself utterly in the metaphysical is a mistake, and it's one that we all make. We read a million books. We like a boa constrictor eats. We just swallow books. We can't get enough of it. Stones, or I love all of this, or watching videos, or we're just, and then you reach this point where you're like so satiated, you feel like you're gonna explode, and then it's it feels like when you're 9 months pregnant and you're so tired of being pregnant. When you first got pregnant, you couldn't talk about it enough. It was so fascinating. Second month, third month, fourth month, but somewhere around that seventh month, it was like, yeah, this is getting. Eighth month, you're like, I'm getting old. By ninth month, you're like, oh God, let's get this over with. I want to go to the next level. I want to, and that's how it can be. You're ready to say, all right, I want to digest this, and you do, and you may put it down for a year or more, and say, I can't anymore right now, and that's okay. But when you spend it more reasonably, when I was saying to somebody, yeah, I'm in my shop like 12 hours a day. Yes, I am. What am I doing? Well, I'm there 8, 9 hours working with people. I still have boxes to unpack and price. I order. I have, the accounting. Sunday, I do the bank. I take care of the money for the week. I get prepared for I'll go to the bank on Monday. Cleaning, organizing. I don't like to price things in front of people if I can help it. I don't like to get stuff out of boxes. So I try to save that before or after hours. And so yeah, it's there's a lot. And what I think though is, like, when I'm doing the cleaning or organizing, or if I'm again, paying bills or what have you. The fact that it's not metaphysical, it exercises a different part of your brain. So it's good to make sure you're still doing mundane things to keep yourself balanced and centered and grounded, because it's very easy to get ungrounded. And you see people are ungrounded, and they make me nervous. I get nervous when people are all shiny. Okay, all right. Well, there's lots you can do with the cauldron. I love cauldrons. They're actually symbolic of the goddess, and the cauldron being symbolic of the womb. Christopher Penzac, years and years and years ago, came to the shop in Monroe and did a wonderful presentation with cauldron. And it was just a great hour and a half of a presentation. I just really enjoyed that. And there's books on the cauldron, just themselves. And I would say Google is your friend. Learn about it, because all the tools of all the altar are meaningful, and they all play into one another. So, all right. And certain tools like the mortar and pestle are actually masculine and feminine. Bells with the clapper, masculine and feminine. I like to put mine on the altar depending on, I usually, the left side I use for the goddess, the right side for the god. So the affirme is right. Yeah. How many people here have altars in their home, out of curiosity? Anyone here have altars in their home, or an altar? A working altar? Or a shrine? Two different things, but either or. Anyone? We should do that one day. Just share pictures of I'll do that on Facebook. Share pictures of the altars. China has a couple of beauties in her home. Really beautiful altars. Okay. You do, Karen? Okay. That's okay, Chase, but you're getting your tools together. You will. Tammy, yes, of course you do. Janice, yes. Kay is yes. Love it. Erica, heard a quote from crappy horror movie. A billionaire is stuck in an elevator with randoms, and the billionaire said, "I've worked all my life," and the woman responds, "So did I." Okay, help me. Okay. He's saying Hecate is on her altar. Nice. Yeah, you can build these. And Maria's saying yes. How can I make Salem be a part of the craft? Disney would be a companion. And he may be a companion. He may not be a familiar. He may be a companion. And there's nothing wrong with that. It also may take time. I'm not sure how old Salem is, but sometimes they have to grow into it. Yes, I know. No, I know it's your black cat. Hey, Amanda. Worked hard. Okay, thank you. All right. Sorry. I have the ring light behind my phone, and it's like trying to read. I got to focus on the letters because the light blinds you. Okay. All right. It's nice to get your tools over time and go slow. Okay. Well, I'm going to start reading. Is the lighting okay before I go on? Is the lighting looking all right? The sound okay? I missed the most important words. Sorry, Erica. I mess up jokes bad anyway, though. Oh my God. Okay, thank you. Thank you for saying that, Sandra. All right, so I'm going to start. Oh my God, every week it's the same thing. I think I started with Aries this week, right? It's Aries this week. The lights are good. Thank you, Chase. Aries, I'm just, again, really quick. I know it is. I know it's Aries this week. I usually, Sandra, you know, I usually go like, I'll go Pisces to Aries, Aries to Pisces, so that every week people who are early on or later on, they can leave early if they want to, rather than waiting around for their sign to get read. Oh, you left it out. Okay, Erica, you left the word. I was saying, okay, because it would be like me to mess up a joke. Oh no. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start with Aries, and it is a 6 card spread. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first card at the top is the situation that's going on. The next 2 cards are what are directly impacting the situation, and the last 3 cards go into the outcome of the situation. It is a short-term reading. It is not meant for years and years out. It's more for the weeks to come. Um, Very often it may not apply to you directly, but it may be something that's been on your mind for a loved one or a friend, situation that you're dealing with somebody else. Yeah, Virgo and Aries and Leo and those signs, they really don't win either way. But the signs are them very far into the very beginning. At least they get a break. So anyway, I always encourage people, I try to read to teach. So I'll tell you the cards I'm throwing, and if you have tarot cards at home, throw the cards yourself and see how you interpret them. This is how I interpret the cards. All right. All right. Starting with Aries. Here we go. And for Aries, it's been all about work for months and months and months now. It's been about work. So we're going to start off with the Chariot reverse, the King of Swords, and the Page of Swords, the Sun, the Lovers, and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay. Well, the Chariot reversed and the Wheel of Fortune reversed has things pretty much stopped. Okay, not going forward, not moving forward. The Chariot reversed. Strong communication. King of Swords and Page of Swords. There's back and forth communication. Um, Sometimes it's between a father and child. It could just also be between a boss and an underling. But there's strong communication back and forth, and it feels like negotiation. The Sun is success. The Lovers. Um, hmm, and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I'm going to turn this around. One more card. Queen of Cups reversed. You know how it is when you win, but you really don't win. You know when you win an argument, but it's really a hollow victory. That's how these cards look to me. It's like I said my piece. I had my moment. I said what I needed to say. Done. Again, that Wheel of Fortune, that Chariot reversed. That's done. But it's like great. You didn't really win anything. You just got to say your piece and you know exit with dignity, I guess. If it's between a father and child, again, it's the child's not going to win per se. What are you going to do? Storm out of the house and start your own home? And no, um, I there's a sense of peace restored or some sort of a restoration of like who you are kind of thing. You're centered within yourself, but that doesn't mean that the situation's improved. It doesn't mean that you haven't changed anything. I'm trying to think of a good example of what that would be like. Um, Protests, voting. It's like, well, I did the right thing. I did everything right, but does it change the outcome? Maybe not. Um, Living your truth, speaking your truth, but that doesn't mean that you're going to change the system. How's that sound? It just feels like this. It's just you. Yeah, and that would be Aries. Aries isn't one to leave quietly, leave a situation quietly. And I don't see this. There's no financial component to this. There's no like loss of money or, you know, I'm going to go broke now or now I'm homeless. Nothing like that. It just feels like got to have my say, got to, you know, got to do what I need to do. But it's very anticlimactic as well. You know, it's like, I'm trying to think of a good example for myself of something that I've done once that, yeah, because you were still hoping for some different outcome. It's like having a breakup, you know, and you end a relationship, and you're like, well, I ended the relationship, and that's not what I'm seeing here, brother. It's not about relationship, but it's like, all right, I was right to end it, and I said my piece, and it was, but yet it's like this is the outcome I was hoping for. I wasn't hoping to break up when I started dating somebody. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing. It just leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth, you know? All right. Taurus. Let me just see here. Okay, no one's making comments. All right, so Taurus. Taurus, we have the Seven of Cups reversed, the Eight of Cups, the Six of Coins reversed, the Queen of Wands reversed, the Hermit reversed, and the Devil reversed. Wow. Okay, Taurus. So the first card up, the Seven of Cups, is I know what I want. Emotionally, I know what I want. This idea of leaving home, Eight of Cups, going home, debt to be paid. You can't run away from your responsibilities. You can't run away from your financial constraints. Queen of Wands reverse, workaholic, isolating yourself. The Devil reverse, breaking toxic habits, toxic environments. I would say toxic people, but this almost feels like working to remove yourself from a bad environment. Now, again, when the signs are conjunct, there's similarities, but not quite, you know. In this case, this is about having to pay your dues. So you can't just walk away. You can't just say, okay, well, I'm out of here. You can't just do that. There's a sense of having to isolate yourself in order to remove yourself. You know, they're not going to leave, so you've got to leave. And sometimes you just got to be unavailable, right, to toxic environments or people, or like in the work environment. Sometimes if everyone goes out drinking and, you know, you're not going to do that. I'm busy. I really can't. I'm sorry. You got to remove yourself because it's the culture. It's not going to change for you. All right. And it feels very much like a work environment thing. I'll be honest with you, Taurus. It really would be like Taurus wanting to leave or Taurus wanting to change, and basically the change is just I'm not going to be involved. Well, I'm just not going to engage, basically. Okay. And I'll be too busy to be engaged. And that's the way a Taurus would handle that. I'll just be too busy to go. I'd love to, but hey, I gotta see how I can do this work. But ultimately, Taurus is also looking at how they're going to remove themselves permanently. But until they can do it permanently, they're going to do it by simply their energy is just not going to be lent to a situation that is no longer good for them. All right. We are now on Gemini, and we're going forward. So Gemini. Okay. Gemini. Oh, good golly. We have Death reversed. Wow. The Three of Wands, the Four of Coins, the King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. All right. A second here. Death reversed is you choosing to end something. Okay. Gemini, Three of Wands, Four of Coins. The idea of training, the idea of how can I make more money? That's the Four of Coins. How can I make more money? And this idea of Three of Wands is training, classes, certificate programs, something that elevates you. It's all directed to work for Gemini, the King of Wands. This idea of energized work and the idea of creative work. This idea of great deal of activity around work, which I like. Queen of Swords is thinking logically, not emotionally. Queen of Swords has no time for that woo-woo. Okay, she's just, this is what I got to do to get where I need to be. Now, swords are air, and Gemini is an air sign. I think Gemini is the airiest air sign, frankly. Seven of Swords is interesting that's thrown into the mix here because Seven of Swords is usually gossip and talk. And I want to say it's interesting given that Taurus, with this, I don't know, time for this behavior, now we see Gemini, who's like, so here, look at this. Aries is leaving the situation. Taurus is simply making themselves unavailable to the situation. And Gemini is saying, how do I educate myself? How do I rise above the situation? How interesting the three signs, fire, earth, and air, would handle this in this very different way. Sometimes, and no one's better than anybody else. I don't believe in that. I don't believe anyone is better than, okay? But that being said, you get a different level of conversation sometimes, depending on who you're talking to and where you are. And sometimes it can be very hard. I just had this conversation today, as a matter of fact. When you start looking at spirituality and why people behave the way they behave and how I can better myself. And that's one thing that I get to be around all day long. People that come into the shop want to be better. They want to do better. They want to do better for their families and at work. They want to elevate themselves. When you live in that energy, when the idea of elevation and higher thinking, when someone starts gossiping or someone is just going on and on about something very mundane, after a while, that actually hurts your ears. You really have a hard time relating for extended periods of time when someone's just going to go over it and over it. You're just like, I'm over it. I'm done. I don't want to talk about that. It's just not important to me. And so the more you go down that rabbit hole, the more you explore it, whether I don't care what kind of spirituality, I don't care if you're Christian or whatever you're doing, it becomes harder to find people like-minded. It can be harder to date. It can be harder to be around certain members of your family and coworkers because you just don't want to be dragged down by negative talk, negative thinking, gossip. I think you can look at this even like just the kind of reality show stuff. People will talk for hours, but the Kardashians, who they don't know, who've got nothing to do, you're never going to live like that, and they're nothing to aspire to, but still they've got a very popular show because people keep talking, people keep buying the products. And I'm seeing Gemini wanting to elevate above that. Okay. Looking here. Can the Seven of Swords be stealing? I wouldn't see it that way. No. I guess it could be shady behavior. It's funny, that isn't something I've ever saw it as being. But I guess so. Again, that's not how I interpret the card. But if you see it that way, I think it could be covering up for someone who's stealing. It could be something like that, or accusations, false or true. But it's all about the talk. Don't forget, again, swords are air. I would see one of the wand cards, which are action. And I don't want to think which one because my brain's going to burst. But I would see this more about talking about stuff. Okay, communication. But again, if the images, and also don't forget, I'm working with a deck. Your deck may be more visual towards someone stealing, and in your deck, maybe it is how you interpret that card. So I'm not gatekeeping here, please. All right. Cancer. Accusations. Okay, thank you. All right, Cancer, we start with the King of Coins reversed. The Three of Coins reversed. The Fool reversed. The Four of Swords. The Two of Cups and Judgment. Okay. So we look at these cards and we see the King of Coins reversed, and that is usually one of two things. It can be a man who is overly concerned about money to the point that his priorities are wrong. Okay. The King of Coins upright is a man who's good with money, successful, and but the King of Coins reverse, you get that too much emphasis on money over people, money over feelings. Okay. The Three of Coins reversed is not celebrate. Now, of course, the King of Coins reversed could be a man who's lost his business or who's having financial trouble. I'm going to go in that direction because the Three of Coins reversed again is money not coming in, business not doing well, and the Fool reversed is that not moving forward. Now, I got to tell you, there's a recession going on. Big surprise, right? We're all struggling in some respect. Honestly, very few businesses can sit there and say they're doing as well as they were doing last year or the year before. Okay, I certainly can't. What do I see? I see this King of Coins. I see the comfort being home. Okay, and how funny this is Cancer. So even if we're going to keep with that theme, okay, so work is not going well. Money's not flowing. It's not moving forward. It's not going. Look at the bottom line. Oh my God. Where does Cancer find their comfort? Okay. They find it home. All right. And then that is Cancer. The Four of Swords, respite, relaxation. Where do they relax? The Two of Cups, with their friends, with their loved ones, with their partner. And this idea of judgment. I mean, it's all going to be okay as long as home is okay. So everyone has their way of dealing, but Cancer is the crab, and that's what they always want to go home. That's where their comfort zone is. Cancer is deeply protective of the home. They rule the fourth house of home and childhood memories, and to some extent the mother. It's a very protective, and Cancers and their mothers, unless the mother was an absolute train wreck or there was some horrible thing. I think I can count on one hand the number of Cancers that have come in to do a reading and they weren't close to their mother. Usually it's a deep, close relationship with mom. And so when things are falling apart, I'm not saying Cancer, I'm not saying they're falling apart. I'm just saying if money isn't flowing and you're concerned, and okay, it's going to be okay. But just don't bring it home with you, for one thing. And the other thing is just enjoy the comforts of home. Okay, enjoy being around people that your people, your family, your things. Just don't. This too shall pass. What matters is home. Okay. And so for Cancer, I'm going to say that's how they reckon with this sort of thing. Okay, I'm sure I'm missing the comments. Now, that doesn't mean every Cancer has a business and they're struggling. Okay, that doesn't mean that. But if you have someone, let's say your husband or your brother, or that's really like, oh my God, the money, what the heck, I don't want to do. And there's a difference between going broke. A lot of people are like, and being down to your last like 10 grand in the bank, or being down to there's broke, and then there's, you're not broke. There's nothing worse than someone who's screaming poor mouth, and they certainly are going to be okay just because, and that's why I'm seeing this. I'm not seeing Cancer financially devastated in any way. What I'm saying is, okay, you know what? Deal with it tomorrow. Go home and relax a minute. Go home and relax. Go put something on the TV. Go cuddle up. Go see the kids. And just don't worry. Just it'll be here when you get here in the morning. Okay. That's what I'm seeing for Cancer. So you can tell somebody, you're worried, but the kids are doing great, and why don't you go to a movie or something? Go put a movie on and watch something with the kids, with your wife, husband. Okay. Leo. Okay, Leo. We have the Six of Cups reversed, of course, the Ace of Coins, the Knight of Wands, the Magician reversed, the Three of Cups reversed, and the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, so here we see Leo. These pretty much have Leo too busy to go anywhere or do anything. Leo might be thinking about vacation or thinking about a move, but I don't see it possible. But they're busy. A lot going on. What I think Leo is dealing with is being put in an environment that really isn't their environment. Being told they have to do something or being asked to do something, usually you don't tell, you ask, but having something assigned that is really not their forte, not their area of expertise, and there's anxiety around it, but I don't think for very long. I think this is one of those things that looks harder than it is. Um, I think Leo, it's one of those things that once Leo really looks at it, it says, "Oh my God, this isn't such a big deal," but it looks like a big deal initially. Like this is nothing I do. I wasn't trained to do this. I never had an interest in this. The Magician reversed. Three of Cups reversed. And it feels like again, it's either something that someone dropped the ball on, and now it's like, here, you need to handle this because this person just can't. Nothing makes you angrier than someone saying, okay, I gave this to the team couldn't do it. I need you to finish it up. It's like, great. But it's not that big a deal. And I feel like Leo does it beautifully. And all it does is add to the majestic allure that is Leo. This is all systems go for Leo. Don't fret and don't freak out over a little bump in the road, Leo. Okay? Because you got this. This isn't that hard. And you're not going to struggle with it. Eight of Coins. Eight of Coins is motivated by your work, productive at work, enjoying your work, finding it's finding the joy in being productive, basically. Enjoying your craft, knowing that you're good at what you do, taking pride in your work. And those are all very Leo things. Okay? The only thing difference between a Leo and a Virgo is Leo almost has to be acknowledged for that. So when they present that project back to their boss, okay, I got it done, here it is, last minute, stay up all night, there you go, here's your project. They're going to want to not just hear or say, okay, well, the bonus coming or something. No. They need to have it announced. The rest of you fools couldn't do the project, but Leo here, was able to do it just beautifully. That needs to get put into a meeting and be said out loud. They need to hear the words. You couldn't, this one could, you're shit, you're good, there you go. Just letting you know where y'all stand. And Leo was like, yes, thank you. That's what needs to be said. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are riffraff. I am not. I'm not like you. I am better. That's Leo. Sorry. I love Leos. My oldest boy's a Leo. And that's how you motivate them. You motivate them by affirmations and encouragement. And here you go. You got this. Always proud of you, son. I always knew you could get it done. And they just, and it's not about manipulating. It's the truth. I'm mahogany. Right? How do you guys get along, Sandra? Your sister's a Leo. Oh, why can't I see this? Okay. All right. Leo women and Scorpio women often do not have many female friends. They're two signs for different reasons, but they usually have more male friends than female friends. They get along better with men. Oh yeah, Aquarius gets along with everybody, like Pisces. Aquarius usually gets along with everyone, although Aquarius and Leo are polar opposites. And the need for attention might get on your nerves. When she was younger, I'm sure as a little Leo, she probably got on your nerves because they really do have to have the spotlight. Hey, Gail. I love Leo energy. I love that. I love big balls energy. I really do. Come in and run the room. I think it's awesome. As long as you're not overshadowing people. Yeah. Make me feel so bad about themselves. I don't like that. I don't like meanness. But actually, and it's funny how one of the things with astrology is every boss I worked for, everyone was a Leo. There's something about the Leo ego, and it was in each situation. It's really funny, both for the state and for private and the human service. They're all Leos, and they all like going through secretaries like shit through a goose. It was like that show where the secretaries just keep Murphy Brown, where the secretaries were there every day, a new secretary. I always walked into one of those, and I was fine, just fine with the situation. I don't, my ego doesn't want to overpower someone's. I'm more than happy to support and build up. So I was always fine. I kept my job, but I always was in a line of failed secretaries or assistants, I guess I should say. All right, so now we have Virgo. And Virgo, we see the Three of Swords reversed, the Four of Wands reversed, the Seven of Wands, oh yes, reversed, the Two of Wands, the Star, and the Ten of Swords reversed. Okay, so what do I see here? Three of Swords reverses anxiety, plain and simple, anxiety. Well, Virgo lives in anxiety, so that's their natural color. The Four of Wands reversed is a sense of there's something to celebrate with work, there's nothing new, there's nothing, it could be a disappointment with work, but there's no reason to really, and again, the Seven of Wands reversed is, am I doing what I'm meant to do? And especially if you're a teacher, God, am I still enjoying this? Is this something I'm still inspired by? Am I making a difference? Not feeling it. Two of Wands, Star, and the Ten of Swords reversed. And what I'm seeing is, in terms of outcome, as you're feeling this way, very anxious, very nothing to celebrate, nothing. Here, then it comes in. Two of Wands is an opportunity, usually lands in your lap. It's like getting that phone call, like, hey, are you looking? Because we're hiring, or I'm looking for somebody. Can you come work for me? It's something that like lands in your lap. The Star, as I said, the Star and the Sun, two best cards in the deck. The Star, hope, reason to hope, and the Ten of Swords reverse is again coming back up out of that dark time. Any doubts, any feelings that you had that we're going to fail or not make it. Again, it's like, whoop, here we go, and it's like a roller coaster. You're back on the up, and I like it. Okay, one more card just for clarity. And it is the Six of Wands. Again, busy, feeling creative with work, new innovations with work, all that good stuff, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for Virgo. It may seem like you're flatlining, it may seem like it's not happening, and yet something's gonna come. It's like, oh, there we go. Back off to the races, okay? You're on a roller coaster. Oh. It's all right. It's gonna come up. All right. So now we are on Libra. Okay. Hey, Natasha. I'm doing the 12 zodiac signs, and I'm on Libra right now. Libra. Okay, Libra. We start with balance, the Temperance. We have the Queen of Coins reversed. We have the Nine of Wands. Five of Wands reversed. Six of Swords reversed. And the Tower reversed. Interesting. Okay. We get a lot of wand cards, coin cards, so we can associate this with work, okay, in terms of reading. I love the balance card, and of course, Libra strives for balance. Temperance to me has always been an Aquarius card. Although the Star is supposed to be Aquarius, I know. This idea of balance, which Libra loves. Queen of Coins reverse is usually a selfish female, financially a selfish female. Someone, again, like I said, that King of Coins reversed is a man whose priorities are wrong. Well, the Queen of Coins reverse is no different. It's greedy, it's selfish, it's what's in it for me. Nine of Wands is, again, with work, going to the next level, wondering if you can go to the next level, wondering about growth and not always feel confident about that. which is interesting. The Five of Wands reversed is tired of the same argument over and over and over again. The Five of Wands upright is that's it's just ongoing, the same, but it's reversed. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not having this argument. I'm not having this debate. I'm done. The Six of Swords reversed. You know, it's interesting. In the Tower reversed, the way I read these cards is I'm not going to leave. You're going to leave. Like if you were thinking, okay, how can I get out of a situation? How can I remove myself? Yeah, you know what? It's my house. I'm not going to go. You're going to go. I'm not going to have this argument with you. We're not going to have this talk. We're not going to. This is my place, not your place. You're welcome to do what you want to do in your own place. And that's exactly the Tower reverse is, you know, you're dropping the bomb. You know what? Not only we're not going to talk about this, but you can leave. Okay? Six of Swords reversed. I'm not going anywhere. So you're going to go. All right? And if you're concerned about the work environment per se, I'm not. And it could be, and I'm going to say again with this Queen of Coins reversed, yes, it can be a selfish female. I'm going to go back and say it could be someone who's concerned about loss of income, okay, in a healthy way, because it could be like, oh man, am I gonna lose business? Am I gonna, what's gonna happen here? And how is this happening? How is this affecting me financially? Too much emphasis on the financial though. It's not about financial. It's about harassment. It's about I'm not having this ongoing conversation. Okay. And again, I want peace. I want quiet. You can't do that, then leave. You can't play nice in the sandbox, leave the sandbox. I'm not leaving the sandbox because it's my sandbox. Mine, right? Okay. I always say with Libra, they are the nicest people. Libras are nice. Don't back them in a corner. They are still an air sign. They will hurt you. They will hurt you verbally. They will tell you exactly what you don't want to hear. It's don't do that. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Scorpio. We have the Empress. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Hangman. We have the Ten of Cups reversed, the World, and the Hierophant. A lot of the main cards, the major arcana. So the tarot deck, I think a lot of you know, 22 cards, major arcana. They are the major cards, the Empress, the Hangman, the Hierophant, the World. So of 6 cards, we have 4 are major arcana. And major arcana are like chapter titles in a book, okay? And then the minor arcana, which are the 4 suits, cups, wands, pentacles, and swords, which can be correlated to a deck of cards. Hello, Orlando. Say hi. Hello. Say hi. They're the details. They're the meat of the situation, okay? Now, usually you see 1 or 2 major arcana in a reading, but here we see 4, which are big issues and so big issues covering different areas of life. The Empress is female autonomy. Love that card. The Page of Wands is new creative energy coming in. Okay, new energy, the promise of new energy, creative stuff happening. Love that. You've been waiting for it. The Hangman says you've been waiting for it. Delayed gratification. You dinner for you get dessert. Love that. And I want to say with the Ten of Cups reverses, you've had to sacrifice to some level. Like Cancer, your other water sign, Cancer wants to go home and be comforted. You've had to eschew that to some level. It seems like home couldn't be a comfort to you, or you couldn't be home when you wanted to be home because you've been doing all of these other things. So the one thing that was denied to you was the creature comfort of going home, sleeping in, taking some time off. The World and the Hierophant. I mean, this is all about making a new way. The Hierophant is institutional thinking. It could be working in an institution like a hospital or a bank, educational forum. What are you doing? Please don't. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta shut that because he will just chew it up. Come here. No, no, no. We're not doing that, buddy. No, 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 no. You know, I've seen you at work. It's not good. Carrots and wood furniture are not good friends. Okay. So, that's what I'm seeing for Scorpio. It's like I'm seeing like the sacrifice, the hard work, the training, the time you put in, the time that you turned down to have fun, or you could have been home relaxing or baking or enjoying yourself. You know, all that. It's paying off, and I want to say it's paying off in the career aspect. Thank you, Sandra. It's paying off in the establishment of a solid career, solid, and I want to say also for the home, solid foundation. You know, financially. Want to say hi? Want to say hi? My dolphin cockatoo. You say hi? What are you doing? Say hello, Amanda. Say hello. You talk. Hello. Hello. You say hello. No. Hello. They want you to talk. Hello. Usually you can't stop talking. Hello. Amanda, pretty bird. No, you're shy. Okay. All right. All right, Sagittarius. So I know I've had a few Sagittarius readings. My Sagittarius daughter called me today in a panic because her venue for her wedding, she's getting married in September, has not been built yet. There's been delays, and she's concerned that she's going to not have a venue in September. So she called me. But I think a lot of things for construction wise and what do I want to say? What's the word I want to look at? In the peripheral, just like how things just falling apart. That nothing, no fault of yours, you know, Sag. But that's what I'm hearing from a lot of. I had a lot of readings with Sag over the past couple of days, and they're just like, "Damn, you know, how the hell that happened?" You know, they're always good natured about it. Sagittarius, they've always got well, I did my best. What are you gonna do? You know. All right, so they tend to be Jupiter expansive and they're the optimist of the zodiac, so they tend to be. Yeah, all right. Anyway, I'm a fan of Sag as well. There's not many signs. There's actually no sign I don't like. So, helps when your kids are one of the signs though. So we got the Nine of Swords, which is anxiety. Ugh. I have the Two of Coins, juggling money. I have the Page of Coins, new money coming in. The news of of course, tax time is coming up, right? But there's money coming in. The Eight of Wands reversed. The need to focus on the work at hand. The Strength card, and the Five of Coins. So, which I don't love. I hate the Five of Coins because that speaks to financial hardship. So the way I would put this together is money coming in. It's a money thing. And I will tell you, for her, it is good to using my daughter as an example. For her, it is too. A lot of anxiety, a lot of money invested, a lot of, even if, let's say, and they will get it built, but even if it doesn't happen, like what do? There's no place else to go. So it's not an unreasonable anxiety that Sagittarius is feeling here. You know, I'll tell you, for her, it's a lovely venue on the beach, but there's an steel truss that has to go in place to put the roof on, and because of the shortages and the supply chain, this steel has to go out. It comes out of China, unfortunately. So no place to get it, and it's been delayed. So this truss, the roof can't go on until the truss is in place because it's the load bearing. So anyway, that's the. So again, it's nothing. She didn't do anything wrong. She plenty of time. Everything was, you know, paid for and ready to go. And it's like, oh, look at that. Huh. Look at that. All right. Money juggling, money's coming in. Focus on the work. Strength. I'm not seeing any health issues, anything that's going to prevent you from working. Try to stay focused. Okay. Um, the cards are suggesting. Let's have one more card for clarity here. The Page of Cups. Okay. I'm sorry. The Knight of Cups. Excuse me. Try to stay focused instead of thinking about and I told her the same thing, instead of thinking of the 50 different things that have to be dealt with, and then what if this happens? Oh my God, then I can't. Focus on just one or two projects that you can do. Don't think about the whole big thing that's not working out. Oh my God, what if? It's like, no, no, don't go there. Don't go there. Just stay focused on get these things done, and it'll be okay. Um, the Knight of Cups is suggesting all of this is a labor of love. That's one thing I like. It's not a hostile environment. It's not a situation where I'm being forced to do something that I just hate. I don't want to do this. I don't want to spend my money this way. No, it's all. Oh, I want to do this. This is okay. I'm just concerned I won't have enough money or money's going to run out. It's not going to. And you may have to budget and it may have to be done over time. But it's not. Nothing's going to. Ace of Swords reverse. Don't say much. That's exactly what she's doing. They're just. She's like, I'm not giving any more money till I get some sort of guarantee that it's happening. But that's like that kind of thing. I'm using her as an example because it's a good example of these cards. But not going to call 1,000 times and blow up the phone and scream and yell. That's not her style, and she wouldn't do it anyway. It's just, can you give us some idea of when or if, and you know, just so we can make other plans if we have to. I want to read a comment here. Libra sign, do everything today, spot on towards my feelings about everything last 2 weeks. Oh, money and career are on my mind, and that's true for I think a lot of us. But for Sagittarius, it's don't put the cart for the horse. Just piece by piece, it'll get done. That's all. Don't get overwhelmed by the size of the project, okay? Because there's time. For a lot of Sagittarians, the younger folks, it was the educational component where it was like, oh my God, it's going to take me so long to get this done, and da da da. And I can't, all the classes and the work, and I'm like, worry about the classes for this semester. Worry about this semester right now. Don't think about, what you got left to do. Focus just on this semester, getting through. All right. Capricorn. Second here. Okay, Capricorn. 10 of Wands reversed. The straw that broke the camel's back. The 4 of Cups. The 7 of Coins. The 9 of Cups. The Moon reversed. And the 9 of Coins. Okay. How about the camel's back? Sense of 4 of Cups. What do I want emotionally? 7 of Coins. How else can I make money? You ask the question, and then 9 of Cups. Here's how you can make money. The Moon reversed, revealing. The 9 of Coins is the 9 of Coins is money wishes coming true. As I said, I use the 9 of Coins money spell, and using this card. It's your wishes coming true. 9 of Cups wishes coming true. 9 of Coins money wishes coming true. And I gotta say, you don't have to work that hard at it. It's gonna be revealed to you. Asking the questions: how else can I make money? Straw broke the camel's back. Can't take this anymore. This is ridiculous. I'm tired of this. Either it's new ways of making money, or there's more money doing than you're like, well, maybe it's not as bad as I think, because damn, that just paid off. Or your bonus came in. It's like, oh wow, okay, like a big fat check to make you feel like you're not wasting your time. Why am I working so hard? Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's why I'm working so hard. That's the reward for hard work, folks. You talk about uh, your emotions and your motivation and your nothing motivates like money. Nothing. I'm sorry. Nothing motivates you like money. And yeah, 7 of coins. You're asking the question, Capricorn, and you're answering your own question. Okay, that's what that is. And Aquarius. Aquarius. We have the 5 of Swords reversed. The Ace of Cups. The Knight of Coins reversed. The Knight of Swords reversed. Justice. And the Emperor reversed. Well, the 5 of Swords reversed is usually going to a professional for help, asking for an outside opinion, looking and taking the advice. I have to say also, it's taking the advice, the professional advice usually, okay, of others. Ace of Cups, love. Knight of Coins reversed, money not coming in. The Knight of Swords reversed, conversation, advertisement, promotion not happening. Justice and the Emperor reversed. I gotta tell you, this is a business that's not being run properly. Okay, Aquarius, something is not being run properly because there's a log jam in the money flow and the way you make money, which is you have to promote your business. But the Emperor reversed in this case, looking at these cards, you may love your business, and I'm hoping this isn't your business, Aquarius, but if you're working there, you're watching, it's like, whoa, 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 why is everything slowing up? Why is everything, and literally, if it was a river, you'd see a bunch of beavers building a dam. But the information flow, and I gotta tell you, too many people are not using, I don't know why, I think it's a generational thing, they're not using social media to promote their business. And that is how businesses are promoted now. Paper advertising is done. And for the most part, coupons, that kind of thing, not so much unless you're a grocery store. But I want to say this is something that if you're going for outside help, if you're looking for reasons for a money shortage or that oh wait, why is business drying up? Why is things not going where they're supposed to be going? Or why is it managed? It's not being managed properly. And I want to say it has to do with how word of mouth is being handled. Okay, so it's your business. It's your business, and you're gotta look at how the PR is being dealt with. Okay, but this speaks to and again, does that mean every Aquarius? No, but do you know somebody? Maybe one of your friends, maybe one of your relatives is like, what the hell? Was doing so good for so long, and now it's just not happening. It's like drying up here on me. Well, tell them they have to start looking at social media or other ways of which is so mean. Okay, beat that dead horse, but that's what that means. Okay, all right, and Pisces. What are you doing, crazy? Okay, what? All right, so Pisces, we have my least favorite card, one of my least favorite cards, 2 of Swords, rocked in a hard place. No easy answers, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're welcome, Sandra. King of Cups, 10 of Coins, Ace of Wands, the High Priestess reversed, and the Page of Cups. Okay. Now, why is it damned if you do, damned if you don't when I'm looking at these other lovely cards? Because this isn't something you can intuit, Pisces. The High Priestess reversed is saying this is something that's a common sense issue. This is nothing that, you know, the High Priestess and the Empress are sisters. And the Empress, which I always affiliate with the Taurus card, the Taurus female, is the, you know, people got to be fed. The children must have food. You must have warm and clean clothing, and we have to have the, you know, it's all about the material in the best way. You have to provide your kid. You can read them all the fairy tales you want to read them, but if there's no food in their stomach, you know, what are you gonna do? You really have to get them to the doctor and make sure they've got shoes on their feet that fit properly, and they gotta go to the dentist. And so all that practical stuff belongs to the Empress. High Priestess, her sister, is all about the ethereal. You know, how do you feel? How emotionally? How are things? What's the energy like? You know, is everything, you know, grounded and happy? And so that's the two energies. And in this case, the high priestess is being told you gotta be like your sister. Be a little practical here. Okay, this is about practicality. Um, a lot about the house, possibly purchase of real estate, renovation of real estate, partnership, Ace of Wands, Page of Cups. Um, throw one more. There's one card left. I'm going to throw one more card. The Five of Cups reversed. Interesting. That's moving on past disappointment. Okay. How would I put that together? I definitely don't see there being any heartbreak or any pain or anything. It's like, okay, practicality speaking. Yeah, the Ace of Wands is creativity. King of Cups, Page of Cups. That's all good. Hmm. And honestly, this has me wondering. Rock and a hard place. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I guess I'm going to say the way I would look at it is if for some reason, these are all good cards, the thought of leaving, the thought of moving on, it's not time. It's not time to make those changes yet. Practicality needs to be the mindset for Pisces. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Okay, don't think that it's ending or failing. I don't see any aspect of failure here. You need to curb the urge to lead, and that's one thing. The Pisces, we tend to be runners. I will give that to Pisces. We tend to be like, okay, this is not going to work. I'm out of here. And you're like, okay, well, how's that going to work? I don't feel like this. No, fuck your feelings right now. Okay, just forget your feelings. Looking at the situation, what about it is really bothering you? It's not going as fast as I want it to, or I don't see it happening. No, you don't see it happening. It's not going to happen. Doesn't mean it just means not going to happen right now. All right, don't be so quick to run away from a project or run away from something that could actually work out quite well. So I want to say this is Pisces. This whole damned if you don't, is an eternal battle for Pisces. The urge to say, well, I'm wasting my time, or this isn't going to happen, so I'll. And Pisces, I gotta say, of all the signs, is one of those signs that will say, I'll cut the cord first. I'll so you can't hurt me. I'll end it so that I don't get ended on. And that is a very Pisces trait. Um, so the idea of walking away prematurely for Pisces is a warning. You don't need to do that. Don't walk away. Don't be so fast to abandon this. There's no reason to abandon it. Emotionally and financially, there's no reason to abandon this. So if you're thinking, you know, this is not an ending. Excuse me. I always gobble down some food before I do these, so I'm grounded, and then I end up getting all burpy. All right, so that's what I'm seeing. Hope this is helpful. And let's see if who's writing what here. Okay. All right. All right, guys. So, anyways, thank you so much for being here, everyone. Self-care in this time is critical. Please take care of yourself. Get more rest. I am also doing this, getting to bed earlier. Do little things to make yourself feel better, whatever it is. Get a pedicure, get a foot massage. Take care of yourself. Make sure you get enough rest, eat well, and okay, and everyone just behave. All right. Thank you all, and I will see you next week, guys. God willing, and the creek don't rise. All right. Take care. Bye bye.